This is what a bike does. It makes every commute fun. Woo! Woo! This is how the Stelvio feels. Off-road, standing up. Whoa! Yeah, you didn't see that, inner tubes. Okay guys, so I've only been motovlogging for a month, but I've managed to put together a great motovlogging setup that has given me good quality video with great quality audio for basically under $200. I'm Canadian, so let's say under $250 Canadian, under $200 American. So today I'll tell you how I managed to do that and how I managed to get fairly decent, fairly high level video and audio on my motovlogs. So stay tuned. Alright, so let's say you want a motovlog and you are willing to pay the maximum amount of money for the rig that you're going to use. Well, if that's the case, you're going to get a GoPro Hero 7 Black Edition. You're going to get a mic adapter for that GoPro Hero 7 Black because the regular mics that fit most cameras do not fit that particular camera. You have to get that GoPro piece. You have to get a case that houses both the Hero and the mic adapter, and you gotta pay for that. Of course, you have to get your memory card. I usually tend to use a 128 gig memory card, but you can use less than that if your vlogs are gonna be shorter. When you combine all of those things, plus the GoPro accessories that will allow you to mount your camera on your helmet, you're looking at probably pushing $700-800, if not more. So basically you're looking at a fairly big outlay of money to do this, you know, whether it's a hobby or whether you're wanting to make a living out of it. It's still a lot of money to be putting out at the start of something that you might not necessarily want to continue doing. Who knows? So what I'll do is I'll tell you how I've put together my rig for under $200 US, and I'll give you some tips as well on maximizing both your video and your audio quality while you're riding. Alright, so what camera do I use? Well, I actually from my mountain biking days had a GoPro Hero 3 Plus. So I just decided I was going to use that one. However, if you don't have one of these, you can actually purchase one. I found one. I'm purchasing another one because I want my wife to also have a rig for her riding. She's learning to ride a motorcycle right now. So I've purchased one for her for $80 used. $80, guys. 80 bucks for a camera that was probably 350 bucks when it was new. And the video quality of this, I'm going to put in some of my clips of riding. The video quality of this camera is very good. I'm not complaining about the video quality at all. The other advantage of this camera is that over here it's got the mic jack. And as you can see, the mic jack is the conventional microphone jack that is used by a lot of different cameras, and you can get a very cheap microphone for this camera that will not cost you very much. Now, you don't have to get any special mic adapter, you just have to get a Le Cavalier microphone that comes with an adapter already. Here is the Le Cavalier mic, and I will put a link of this item in the description of the video. It's just over 20 bucks Canadian, probably under 20 bucks American. Here is the mic adapter that goes into the camera, and here is the microphone. Now you might be asking, well, these old GoPros, they require a GoPro case, one of these waterproof cases. And the new ones do come with waterproof cases, and mine, the original one that I had, came with a case like that. However, in order to hook up the microphone to it, you do need to drill out a hole in the case, so that case is no longer going to be waterproof. So instead of drilling into the case that I already owned, I just bought a cheap one online that basically came for just over 20 bucks Canadian, probably under 20 bucks American. Okay, cheap case. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be super waterproof because you're drilling a hole in it anyways, so why would you care about how waterproof it is and how quality it is? This one works very well for me, and I'm able to mount the camera in this case and hook the mic in. And of course, in addition to the camera, you're going to have to buy a memory card. I use a 128 gigabyte card for mine. I find that shooting at 1080 at 30 frames per second, this card gives me 6 hours plus of recording time, and of course if you're shooting at 60 frames per second, you would probably get just over 3 hours. Now, I don't do the 60 frames per second because I didn't spend any extra money on a gaming computer. I just have my regular laptop, and it's got enough trouble keeping up with 30 frames per second. It would probably have a complete meltdown with 60 frames per second. Alright guys, so here's my complete rig right here. My GoPro in its case, $80 GoPro, $20 case with a hole drilled out. We're going to plug in the mic adapter here. We're going to plug the adapter into, or the microphone into the adapter, and we're going to wrap the wire of the microphone and the adapter around the base of the camera so it's not flopping around. And basically this mount here comes in for really cheap. You can find these online on Amazon with all kinds of different configurations with the clip and the arms here that will allow you to position your GoPro as you want. Alright, so now we're mounting the GoPro on the helmet. Now, I just used the helmet I've already had. I've had this helmet for 6 years, but I've only probably used it for about 1.5 years. This is a modular helmet. It closes like this, but of course, a full face helmet works exactly the same way. I've mounted my GoPro mount over here on the chin. It's mounted a little to the side. It's not mounted in the center because there is a ridge here, and this ridge would make it rather difficult to mount the camera and have it stay on completely. It's probably possible, and certainly if you have a helmet that is smooth on this front of the helmet here, you can mount your GoPro over here, but I chose not to. I chose to mount mine a little bit to the side there. I also chose not to buy the GoPro dedicated helmet mount that wraps around here and the GoPro goes on the front of the helmet. Why? Well, that mount wraps around through here and underneath, and unfortunately when you put that on, you can't close your shield all the way. It'll always be a little open. On a cold day, you're going to get a little bit of breeze. I didn't want that, so I decided to just stick on my GoPro mount. It's an older helmet anyway, so I don't need to worry about it being ruined or anything like that by the glue. I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, this is the cheapest way of motovlogging, so that's what I'm going for here. So, we have our rig, we have our helmet. We are simply going to put the camera in place over here, and then we are going to take this microphone, and it's a little loose. There's a little extra wire hanging around here, so I'm just going to wrap that wire around, one extra loop, and then I'm going to open this up so I can illustrate what I'm doing. There is a little seam here, and you can put that mic right inside of the front face shield. And there it is. It picks up your voice very well indeed. And when you close it, that's what the rig looks like. So now, bonus tip guys, when you ride, your helmet is not in this position. It's going to be in this position. And as you can see, when my helmet is, when I kind of tilt it down like it would naturally be tilted down, that camera now faces forward. So you want, when it's sitting on the table, you want the camera facing a little bit up. Okay, you can see it's facing a little bit up, but when you do actually put it on your helmet and straighten your head, it's going to face forward. Also, if it's at the side of your helmet, you might want to tilt it a little in so it points a little more to the inside. I do like the rigs that are right in the center of the helmet and that are facing forward exactly. However, they always seem to sit a little low. They're always mounted right here, and some of them hang down even below the chin of the face shield. And so you're always getting a view that's a little bit, not quite like the view from your eyes, looking through the shield, more like the view from underneath your chin. I like the camera a little bit higher. It approximates my eyesight a little bit better, not exactly, but a little bit better. Okay guys, so what's the damage once we've bought everything here? Well, as you saw before, camera, $80. Case, about 20 bucks American, a little bit more Canadian. Microphone, another 20 bucks American. So we're up to $120. Let's say you buy the memory card. I've seen them, the 128 gig ones, for $20. So now we're up to $140. This mounting hardware, you can get a whole case of GoPro accessories with this kind of mounting hardware for $20 or $30. So we are literally about 140 to 150 bucks in, include, let's say, $20 for shipping, $160 American, which is about $200 Canadian. This is the cheapest high quality rig you can have, and it will serve you well when you begin motovlogging. And of course, eventually when you want to upgrade, you can. Thanks for watching. Make sure you visit my channel. Make sure you take a look at my motovlogs and some of the other features I have, like teaching my wife how to ride a motorcycle. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, make sure you ask them in the comments. I will put the links to all of this stuff in the description of the video. Different spokes out, and may the spokes be with you.